Tazzy in the Cuts, and I'm back with another video. Now this week's video is something a little different. We're shifting the focus a little bit, and we're going to focus now more on the spiritual being, So this series, as you can see in the title, is entitled No Such Thing as a Perfect Christian. So I got a comment from an unsaved person, and I have a special guest here as well as on the Zoom call. You guys can't see her, but she was unable to be here in the flesh. So she's on the Zoom call, and we're going to get their feedback based on the comment that I got from this person. So we'll just elaborate on it. And yeah, as you guys can see here, the one that's in the flesh, she's going to introduce herself and where you guys can find her business name or whatever.
Hi everyone, I am Rajian, and you can find me on Instagram at borntobehealthy_26.
Alright, so guys, make sure that you go and follow her on Instagram. I'm Jody. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, although they can't see you but they can hear you.
Alright, hi everyone, my name is Jody Ann, and you can find me on Instagram at creativekids_solutions.
Don't forget to like, share, and of course subscribe if you're new, and follow me on Instagram at callme_Tazzy. Now on to the question. The comment. I once was a Christian, turned back many years ago because of a few reasons, because I was upset with God. Now that I'm a backslider, I don't like to use the term Christian, because not many of my church members reached out to find out if I was okay. They did nothing, so I shunned myself from the church. I have Christian persons around me sinning left, right, and center. Of course, no one is perfect, but shouldn't they be setting examples? And as a backslider that is seeking God again, I don't call myself a Christian. I call myself a woman of God. Christians are the most judgmental, irritating, fake beings on this earth. And instead of helping and guiding, they criticize and judge as if they are God. So that's the comment from the unsaved. And we'll just get some feedbacks from the panelists. So we have Rajian, as said before, and we have Jody. So we get their views and feedback on this matter. Yes, so who's going first? Rajian or Jody?
Alright, I don't think that there's any such thing as a perfect Christian, but I believe that we should strive for perfection, right? We're human beings, and the Bible already told us that we are not without sin, and if we say we are without sin, then the truth of God is not in us. And so I believe that there is no such person who is a perfect Christian, right? We were all born and shaped in iniquity.
Yes.
Right? As well as when the lady met upon Jesus, he would have said, he without sin, let him cast the first stone, and there was nobody there that was without sin, right? So if you are not without sin, I can't say that you are a perfect Christian, right? I can say that you're striving for perfection if it's that your lifestyle reflects that of Christ,
right?
And a Christian, I would say a Christian is a person who follows Christ, a person whose lifestyle reflects Christ. And so I don't like, or I don't think we should categorize or blame all persons that are Christians and make negative comments about them. But in these circumstances, I can understand how this person might feel, right? Because as Christians, we should be looking out for each other. We shouldn't be judging each other, right? And so I can understand this person's point of view. Not as well as we can't allow persons' views and comments to stop us from what it is that we are called for.
Right.
Right?
I agree with that.
And so if it's that you mean to serve Christ, then you serve Christ, and you allow your attitude and your behavior to show light to those persons, because sometimes persons don't realize that they are doing something negative or that they are judging, right? And it is for us now to let them see that light in us, right? So if I say I'm not going to be a Christian because this person is this and this person is that, then I don't see any good in that, because both of us not going to go anywhere, and that is not what we aim for. We aim for all of us to go to heaven, right?
Right,
All
that's
right.
the aim. And also, as Rajian said, if the church members, if you have a problem with the church members, or the church members have a problem with you and you cannot speak to them about it, then I believe that it is okay to change church. I don't see anything wrong with that, because at the end of the day, your aim is to go to heaven. So if your left foot give you a problem, you cut it off. That is my view. Right, that's so. Jody?
Right. I agree. I agree with what's being said. And I can understand from the point of view of the person who wrote the comment, because the Bible itself says, I totally agree with the statement that says there is no perfect Christian. There's no such thing as a perfect Christian. For one, because the word of the Lord said that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
Indeed.
All. He never said some. He never said the sinners have sinned. All. So, and then we are, as Rajan said, we are all flesh. We are all human. Right? We're all human. We are going to make mistakes. We are going to mess up. Also, from the perspective of the writer, the person who commented, I understand why he felt as if, no one reached out to him. I understand why he chose not to be associated with the term Christian, because, some things, people just generalize children of God as Christian. The moment you go to church, you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't really like the church.
The term.
The term.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like the term as well. But to each his own. I can see why he feels as if, or she, whoever it is, felt as though nobody paid him any mind. But I think that is a good time to, get closer to God. Even though none of your churches are really called, there's a lot of time that I went through stuff, and even though I'm in church, a lot of persons don't know. They didn't call to check up, and I'm not offended by that. I'm never offended by that. But at the time, you should pray, because the Lord is our closest friend. He said that He'll never leave us or forsake us.
Right.
Get closer, get deep. And I know that there are times that you really just want to hear somebody say, "How are you doing?" You just want to hear somebody say, "You're okay," and that just melts you, and you just feel like you want to release. But that's the time that we ought to get closer in the Word, get closer into God. That's just my perspective.
Okay, thank you for that. To the part where it says, I don't call myself a Christian, as you were saying before, you don't really like the word Christian. Would you say disciple is a better word rather than Christian?
I would say, yes, I would say disciple is a better word, because not everyone can be a disciple. A lot of persons can be a Christian, but not a lot of persons can be a disciple. A disciple is obedient, is disciplined, unwavering. You just know you have one goal, one aim, one destiny. I don't know where that could come from.
I've heard it before.
But that is really and truly the truth. I prefer, like I said, nothing is wrong with the term Christian, because a lot of persons, it is really persons who take the word out of context.
Right.
You understand? Because the meaning behind it is okay, but when persons refer to you as it's different. You understand? So I can agree why he's not really familiar with that word. He's not, or he or she doesn't like that.
Okay, Rajan, back to you.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
You agree with what?
With being a disciple. Yes, I believe that we are disciples, as Jody would have rightfully said, Christian, the term can be used very loosely, because if we are writing up a form or something, they ask for your religious background, and everybody's going to write Christian,
right? That's
so
true. That's true.
automatically you adopt that nature or that belief, but it doesn't mean that you're living the way that Christ wants you to live. So I think that disciple would be a better word to use, and as the person would have said, they call themselves a child of God. So yes.
Jody, you were saying something?
Here's another example for me. Sometimes you read the Bible and you see where Jesus in the Bible, there was a crowd of persons following him, and the Bible refers to them as followers, right? But the persons he chose, the one who stood by him, the one who adapted to his principles, were referred to as disciples.
Right.
So the multitude of people who followed him were included in the discipleship.
Yes.
Or was entitled disciple.
Yes.
You understand?
Right.
Can you imagine how many persons walked with him? A lot of persons, and they were all referred to as followers. But whenever you come on to his main person, Peter, all the others, all the others, those were disciples. So there you'll see the distinction. It's just like Christians and disciples. So we should all strive to be
disciples, right?
Agreed.
I agree.
Agreed.
Okay, so the person mentioned that they're now on the road to getting back to that place. So my question for you guys is, do you have any tips or so, or any word of encouragement that you would give this person to get back on the right track? Whichever one of you want to go first, Rajan or Jody, doesn't matter.
All right, I would say that
for me, word of encouragement.
Go ahead, Rajan.
Alright, I would say, this person, first of all, if this person is still having issues with the church that they used to attend, I wouldn't say they should go back unless the Spirit of the Lord bids them to stay there, right? Or bids them to leave, because you also cannot leave unless the Spirit of the Lord gives you utterance to leave. Now, after you have found the place that you want to worship, I would say that you ensure that you have a prayer life, and ensure that you have a time schedule to read the word, right? You need to be grounded in the word in order to know what you're supposed to do, because you can't be a Christian and you don't know what you're supposed to do, and you're not going to know what you're supposed to do unless you read the word, right? The word of God is truth. Everything that God wants you to know, it is there. And so you have to make that your base. Have a prayer life as well. That is how you communicate with God. If you don't talk to God, you can't hear God, and then you're not going to know where you are supposed to go.
Right.
Also, I would say that you need to choose your friends wisely, because I don't believe that all of your friends can be unsaved and you are there and stay sturdy. Mind you, you might be that good, but for sure I am not that good. And they always have this saying, show me a company and tell you who you are. I never used to believe in that saying, even though I still have some sort of reservations, but I can tell you that it really is true, because they're going to want you to do something. So let's say it is to smoke or whatever. Might be you're not going to smoke, but you're going to be in the surroundings of people smoking, and initially or further on down the line, them say, come take a one draw or something, and you take the one draw, right? Little do you know it, later on down the road, are you
full-blown smoker?
Right? No, when you have 2 or 1 unsaved amongst you, and you are the rest of you are Christians, then you can guide those persons on that path, because you have more persons who are with you
than those who are
right.
against you.
So I believe that you should ensure that your circle it has Christian persons in there and persons who are grounded in the word, because you would have rightfully said that your friends, they are Christians and they're not living the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right? And so I would encourage you to find some persons who are living the lifestyle. Not that you're going to drop your friends who are not living the lifestyle. No, you are the one who is going to guide them to start living that particular life. Right? Because if you know the right, show them what is right.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Rajan. Jody, you have anything to add? All right, Jody, you can go ahead now.
Yeah, I was saying, at this stage, that person would have been a very vulnerable person. So you don't really want to let anybody in your space. At that time, at that stage, your mind is still wavering, wondering, am I supposed to stay here, or should I just completely go in the world? Should I still try to reach out to Jesus? So you don't want to have anybody in your ears telling you, don't mind you, just let go that. No, you don't really want to have too much of those kind of persons speaking negativity, because that is what the devil wants. That's what the enemy wants, to bring you at that place. So I would say, surround yourself with persons who will uplift you. And really and truly, it's sad, and it's how the world is set up, that has to really be a result. Because when you look at the walk that Jesus walked, who he called are not persons of any great background, or are not persons of any high stature Christian wise. Those persons knew nothing about about the walk, about the gospel, about, you understand? And
Right.
I can partially agree with the statement that you said, show me your company, tell you who you are. Yes, that is true. But at the same time, what if you can change your company?
Right, because
Right?
I
You
believe
can
that
be the
as a Christian, you should be the one influencing the others. They should not be influencing you.
right. Because you surround yourself with person when you fully, completely surround yourself. Not that I'm going to say that at the stage here, he's basically, or he or she's basically at the baby stage now.
Right.
You want food to grow.
Right.
You understand? So you have to make sure you get it from the right source. But also, you still need to make sure that your life is impacting other persons. You can't just be all about yourself. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to say, what have you done with what I gave you?
Right.
So you have to make sure that you're not gonna write off
Right.
in your life and say, yo, who not enough for me no more, or whatever. Make your life be an example. Also, spend time in the Word. Get that deeper relationship from the Lord for yourself. It is a whole lot of difference when you have a personal relationship than when someone teaches you about the Lord or the Bible. Read it yourself. Understand how to let the Holy Spirit interpret for you. There are times where you don't understand everything. Me, basically, just learn to interpret the Bible. I used to just read and more interpret.
I can share the same
So-
sentiment.
Yeah. So just, you need persons in that aspect. So when you read your book of a scripture, you don't understand, you can say, sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so, so me read this today. And we kind of feel like a certain way now, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't know, you never can tell. They might be more seasoned in the word. They might have a different interpretation. They might look at it in a different way. So, and don't think that all Christians are, that's what the person said. All Christians are
Irritating, fake.
Irritating,
Right.
fake being on the earth. That is somebody who has experienced church hurt.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
That is someone who has experienced
Yes.
church hurt. So for me, I think they should just have a lockdown, personal, one-on-one time with God before they can step out. Understand
Right.
the principle. Learn how to let go and forgive.
See there?
Because that's gonna be a big hindrance. If the person doesn't let go for that fakeness, then it's gonna be a big factor.
Right.
Yes.
Those are my words.
I
Yes,
agree,
Jody, as
thank
you
you.
were talking, I wrote the point forgiveness on my page. because that is something
Yeah.
that person would definitely have to work on. Because if you don't move on and you're still holding this thing captive, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to become one of those fake Christians, right? Because you're going to be surrounding yourself with those persons, and then in your head you say things about them,
Right.
right? So
then you're automatically becoming fake.
right.
Understood. And you too will be judgmental. Yeah,
Right.
so it all
Right.
ties in.
You're gonna be skeptic. You're not gonna want to see people for who they really are. You're gonna put up a front before you can. It's like when you're going to the sun, first time with the man you have at the sun, you don't really want it hitting in your eye too much. You're not going full 100. So you have to get rid of that person, have to get rid of all of that. They have to just lock by themselves, pray about it, ask God to give them peace.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you have it, people. This is part 1 of the no such thing as a perfect Christian. This is part 1. So we're going to come with part 2 soon. We're thanking our guests, Rajian and Jody. I hope you guys receive what was said. And to the person who made the comment, I hope you receive it as well and you are working on it as the days go by. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.